Okay, now before we begin, I'd like to implore you to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because the more people subscribe, the more the algorithm sends it out to more viewers. Those viewers can join this growing community, post tips and tricks, or they can post requests, which I will go review and then I'll share with everyone. Now, back to the show. I'm going to put on the intro, and as you can see, it says Pi0 ad blocker. Perfect. Let's get started. Now, today was a weird day, similar to the last 2 days. That it didn't snow, but it's been very windy. So what happens? The wind blows the snow onto the driveway, and I go to clear it, and it's very, very cold. It's like minus, I think, 25 right now. But with the wind chill factor, it's like minus 35, 36. It's very, very cold, so I can't spend too much time outside. In fact, I'm actually wearing long johns. I've been wearing long johns since I think I was like a preteen. So yeah, I'm wearing them right now. Good thing is, I feel okay now. Even my hands, I'm not freezing. I don't have the nose jobs. Nose jobs. The nosebleeds I had yesterday and the day before. Unfortunately, my glasses, this part, it's like magnetic. It's not sticking. I don't know. Maybe it's a cold. I don't know what's going on. So hopefully, it can last a little while until I can replace it. Okay, enough of me whining. On to the show here. So, Pi-hole. So this is basically like a Fedora Internet on what's it called? Internet of Things or IoT. It's a small device. That's a Raspberry Pi. So I have one right here. It's this one is the Raspberry Pi 0W. So it's an old one. Only comes with half a gig of memory, but that's good enough. One of the problems with this device is that its Wi-Fi is, it has Bluetooth as well, but its Wi-Fi is 2.4 gigahertz. So everything I have here is, everything else except for this is 5 gigahertz. So I had to, on my router, I had to enable 2.4 just so to be able to connect this. But then, if you guys remember that failed night stream, I was trying to install this version of Raspberry on this. I was not able to get it to work. You'll be surprised why I was not able to get it to work. I'll explain that later. We'll come back to this as well. You'll be surprised. I finally got it working right after the night stream. It took me like 2 hours. I was trying so many different things, but I finally got it to work, and I'll show you I'll explain that later. I might even maybe make this video short, chop this video up and just show you how to. Yeah, it was crazy how I was able to get that working quickly. All right, so I've done tutorials on Quadlets. I did one manually. I did one also with Podman desktop. So Quadlets are a modern way to run containers. They turn container configs into systemd services. So what that means is that, for example, maybe you want something start right at the beginning, and that's a great way to use Quadlets. So remember, I was saying that some of my viewers, they usually post things. Some of the things they post are very useful. For example, I had no idea, I never heard of Quadlets until one of my viewers wanted to know how to actually get Quadlets up and running. So I did it on a command line, and then I also showed how to do it in twice actually in Podman desktop. Podman desktop makes things so much more easier. Alright, so basically you can prepare your mini PC by installing a Podman package and then create a simple directory for your Quadlet files. Now, Podman desktop is a little bit heavy, so I'm not going to put it on my Raspberry Pi. Another reason is because this particular Raspberry Pi, I'm using a mini SD? I guess storage. And I don't think that's one of the fastest ones. So this will probably take, remember I said it's only half a gig of, so what I would do is I will do the Podman desktop to show you how to do it, and then maybe if we have time, I might install it on the Raspberry Pi, because I can just take the configuration and put it on Raspberry Pi. That's basically what the day version of the day stream is about. So you can just basically take all that. I'll show you where everything is. You can just copy that and put the same thing onto your Raspberry Pi. We will connect to Raspberry Pi, don't worry. We will connect to it as well. And I'll show you how to do that. It's very, very easy to do. So You won't need to install Podman or Podman Desktop on the Raspberry Pi, but you will need to install the Quadlets. No, sorry. No, the Quadlets you can run. Yes, you can install Podman. Podman is not a problem because that's a command line one, so that's fine. You can just install Podman and Podman. I think Quadlets. No, it comes by default. If you're on Fedora, I don't know for any other system. Go check that out. Okay, so you can write a basic container file for your blocker, Pi-hole or AdGuard. In this tutorial, I'm going to use Pi-hole. In a future tutorial, I might do the AdGuard home. So the Quadlet file manages the network and storage, starts the service using a system CTL command. So for example, as you can see here, this is very simple for system D. It can pull in the images too if you wish, but in this case, we just want to use the latest version of Pi-hole. If this is the one for AdGuard. So I gave you guys two options. If you're using AdGuard, it's there, but we're going to use Pi-hole. And this is the one. This one I particularly use for Pi-hole. I'll explain all this when we get started here. So if you're lazy and you just want the code, what is this here? Oh yeah, here's the code to actually start it as well. So system, as I said, system D. This is how you start it. So you can see this is very easy to start on a on something like this Raspberry Pi 0W. Okay, then you can deploy it, and here are the screenshots. Obviously, as you can see, so I took some screenshots here because I said so. Here's the what some people have probably been waiting for over a week. So, do you know why I had trouble installing this Raspberry on my on my Raspberry Pi? You guys will laugh. It is because I was using the Raspberry Pi imager, and I could have done everything on the command line, but I didn't want to do that because the problem is things change over time. Ironically, the stuff that I did, say 5-6 years ago, still works, except obviously some files have changed the location and stuff of naming conventions have changed. That's why I didn't want to do it on the command line, because I knew I could do that, and then who knows, maybe 3 months from now, 6 months from now, things would change. So I wanted to use the Raspberry Pi imager because people can just simply click, and things will stay the same in the future as well. All right. So here was why it didn't work. The reason it didn't work is I didn't realize that Fedora was shipping an old version of this Raspberry Pi imager. They were shipping one that came out in 2024. Well, since then, I think about 3 or 4 of them have come out. That really shocked me because Fedora is very, very good at keeping very up-to-date software. So I was really surprised. I was like, what is going on here? So that was the thing. Once I downloaded the one from the Raspberry Pi, I think the GitHub page or something like that. Perfect. Everything just worked. And I verified by the file. So what was happening was the old version of Raspberry Pi wasn't actually saving anything onto. It was saying successful, but it wasn't actually saving anything onto the was it micro SD card. So, but when I got the new one, it was finding the operating system and everything, but for some reason it wasn't making those particular changes. Now I could have made them myself, but I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure that that it actually used the proper the imager. So now with the imager, I will obviously you can set up the network as well. As you can see over the screenshot, I was able to use the USB. USB connection for like an Ethernet. The reason for that again is because in the past I used to use this Raspberry Pi as my my gateway. For example, the main reason is because for the longest time Android, Google basically, if you put your phone on your network, you could not communicate. For example, the fancy, for example, something like local.dev. They didn't allow it, which was super weird, right? Because it's actually built into the Linux kernel. I don't know why they were doing that. So that's one reason I was using Raspberry Pi. For example, if I made a website for a customer, instead of telling them, oh, go to 192 whatever blah 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 IP address, I could simply just tell them just go to whatever their website is. Let's say the website was edward.com. I'll just say go to edward.local. I connect to my Wi-Fi, then I will be able to see the website or whatever the changes I've made. So that was one of the reasons I actually bought the Raspberry Pi. It worked perfect for that.
but now it's been sitting for 5 years. So I said, you know what, I can probably do some tutorials with it. So that's why so the first tutorial was how to install an updated operating system after it's been sitting for so long. It still works, so I'll display that later. So this network manager works. I'm gonna try it on my workstation. Now, if you guys don't know about my workstation, is that the case is very old. It was from the old workstation, so when I upgraded, I wanted to save a little bit of money, so I repurposed the case. The problem with the case is the front ports, the USB, both the 3.0 and the 2.0 ports have been, let's say, abused way too many times. So they don't, I guess the contacts don't sit too well sometimes. Hopefully it does work. If it doesn't, I have the laptop right in front of me here. I can just plug it in and I can do, I'll just log into it and I'll show you guys that as well. So it will perfectly work. All right, and also, I have two cables here. I have a USB cable here. It's this one is a what do you call it? It's not the USB-C. It's just the mini USB. So I do have a copy here. I mean, a copy. I have a cable here, and I also have, when I bought this one with the case, it came with this power supply. So it came with also the power supply. Now, you're not supposed to, for example, you shouldn't hook it up. You see, there's two ports on the Raspberry Pi. You shouldn't hook up the power and the other one also for power. So basically, for Wi-Fi, for example, I could just plug into the brick. But I said with this cable, if I plug into any of the ports, I don't need the power. I can simply just plug in here. And the benefit for that as well, if you enable the USB Ethernet, I don't actually need Wi-Fi. So I'll probably turn off Wi-Fi. I think it's also not a good idea, even though I live in the country here. It doesn't make sense to have the Wi-Fi running on this because I want to keep it cool. Now, in winter it's perfectly fine, but I remember when I was in the condo, this thing would get really warm, hot. So I turned off most of the LEDs as well. I'll show you all that soon. Okay, and then yeah. So this is a Podman desktop, and pulling in Pi-hole, and yeah. So I'll this one I'm actually going to show it, so I'm going to zoom through this because I said I'll show you that. So this we're doing live right now. So what that means is it's live on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, Kick, and Twitch at the same time. And then what else do I want to show you guys? I think that's it. Yeah, so that's live. So let's stop here and let's get Podman desktop running. So if you want to know where to get Podman, you can get it from Podman desktop, podmandesktop.io. You see here, it says right here, it's the best free and open source tool for containers and Kubernetes. So although the name is called Podman desktop, you can obviously use something like Docker or another type of containers. It will be able to control them, right? So so one of my viewers, actually not one, a few of them have asked why I don't do Docker, or for example, I should do a comparison between Docker and Podman. And I always, every time I do one of this Podman stuff, I always explain why I use Podman, but I guess maybe people miss that part. I always say the reason I use Podman instead of Docker is because Podman is rootless, meaning a regular user can run or install things. Of course, for some things you just need to change the port numbers, but the problem with Docker is that it runs as a root user, super admin, meaning that it could be an attack vector. That's one of the reasons why I use Podman. But since it's been requested by quite a few users, maybe I will. I also, when I do this type of tutorials, I also do them in a way that you can replace Podman with Docker, right? So I don't do things which are only specific to Podman, right? So I don't even think there's something that's only specific to Podman. What I'm saying is I try to keep them as compatible with Docker as possible. So usually they are, and it's pretty easy.
So sometimes I might need to change something from the official, for example, from Pi-hole. I might have to change something like the default or the recommended port numbers. I said just that's the only thing I do, but everything stays exactly the same. But even if I was using Docker, I would probably still change the port numbers, and I'll explain to you that as well. The reason is because, as I said, I'm a freelance programmer. So I have, like, for example, Apache, sometimes Nginx installed locally in my machine. So I don't want MySQL as well. Oh, sorry, MariaDB. So if I'm doing a tutorial like now, I don't want it to conflict with what I already have. That's why I always change the port numbers. So I'm saying even if I'm using Docker, I'll change the port numbers anyway. So so most of you probably don't do the same work I do, obviously. So you guys can probably just use the default stuff, and that's perfectly fine. Now, also Podman, you can run it as root, but then if you're going to do that, might as well just use Docker. All right. So, anywho, yeah, you see, just go to download. You see, I'm on Linux. I'm on Fedora Linux, so I can get the Flatpak version. I can get the binary. But if you're on others, or usually you can get. I installed it from FlatHub. You see, I just installed it from FlatHub. But if you're on another, I guess I detected that I'm on Linux, that's why I went here. But if you're on, it's cross-platform. So let me see here. Where's downloads? Okay, yeah. See, I went to the download page. You see, there's one. It's for Windows. Windows, you also have. Did I see portable? Oh no, I guess. Yeah, there's a portable version as well. And if you're on Mac OS, you see there's this one here. And obviously, you can also install it with Brew. I'm on Linux, so this is where I went. So I said it's cross-platform, so you can follow along easily. All right. So so I just went to the software manager. I hope you guys can see this. I don't want to really, okay, make sure people on the vertical screen can see this. So this is the software manager. I'm using the GNOME desktop. I'm on Wayland. So you just type Podman, and you can see very soon. Okay, Podman, you see there's a Podman desktop. So you see Podman desktop, and this you see it's already installed. That's why it says open here. So that's it. I can open it from here, but I'm going to close this because I just open up the other way. So this is Podman desktop. Okay, so I've done a review of Podman desktop. I'm not gonna waste time or your time on going through the stuff, but we're gonna do the same thing again. Where can I go? Oh, come on, mouse. Okay, and make this a little bit taller. Perfect. All right. So now, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go to images. So it looks nice outside, but trust me, it's like bone chilling cold. So we go to images, and you see here in images, I already got the image. You just pull it. All you do is you go to pull, and you type in here, for example, like Pi-hole. You see it says docker /Pi-hole/Pi-hole. Then you click pull, and then you'll pull it. That's all you have to do. It's pretty simple. So you pull it. And I don't need to do this again because I said the image is already here. See, Pi-hole. Now, we only need one. We don't need any other containers. Pi-hole has everything we need. All right. So then, what you do is we need to create a container. So we go to containers. Where's containers? Containers. Here's containers. You see, there's no container. We need to create a container. So what we do is we click on create. It gives us two options. So it says from a container file or Docker file. So for example, if I already had a running Pi-hole, like for example, you guys saw those tutorials I did from the command line before. So if I was already running that, I could click this option. Container file, Docker file, they're the same thing. Podman is smart enough to use Docker files. They're actually called Docker files. The name is there. Or you can name it container file. You can put something else, or you can pick a specific one. But it has to be a YAML file. Okay, and then I'm going to pick existing image because, as you know, I already have an image. So here the image.
You see there's only one image right now, the one we pulled, which is the Pi-hole one. So I click on that, and then what I do is I click run image. It doesn't run yet, so it's going to give me some options here. So it says what name do I want. So here I'm just going to, you can make up any name you want. So I'm just going to call this Pi-hole -stack. Okay, then has this entry point. I leave that as is, and command. I don't need to put anything here, but I do need to create. I don't need to create any volumes. That's a great thing. And then see here the port numbers, right? So there's a bunch of port numbers. The first port number is 123. Now, because I'm using Podman Desktop, right? Ports which are below 1000, basically, because in Linux, 1000 is the default user. For example, my name is Edward. I'm the regular user. My level is 1000. The number is 1000, if you will, the permission level 1000. So what that means is that everything below 1000 is reserved for root access, meaning that you need to have super admin permission. So for example, this one here, 123, I don't have access to this one. Okay, so what I can do is I can map this is the internal ones inside the container. So what I can do is I can map this so I can connect them easily without having become a root user or anything, sudo or anything like that. So what I do is I'm going to, instead of 9000, that's the default, I'm going to change that to 1123. Okay, the next one is 443. Now this one, even if I was using Docker, I would still change it, because as I said before, I do run an Apache web server to do some client work, so I'll definitely change this anyway. So this one I just put 8443. This is the HTTPS one, and then we have the 50. You can see that I think it's 53. So 53, obviously, that's also below. What is it? Below 1000. So I just make up a number here. Say 5300, and this one as well. I also make it 5300. Okay. Now this one, port 67, I'll just make up another one. I'll say 1067, as long as it's above 1000. And the last one is 80, that's the regular HTTP, so I just put 8080. Okay, now we're not done yet. Now we need some variables, so I'll make up some variables here. So the first variable, I'll just call it web password. You need this one depending on your version of Pi-hole. Obviously, I got the latest one. This actually no longer works, but for some of you who are using the old one, I'll just make up whatever. So put your password in there. Now the time zone. Obviously, I'm on the East Coast here. I'm in Ontario. Oops, I said Texas. TZ. That's time zone. So I'm going to pick America, Toronto. Okay, then we're not quite done yet. Then we DNS. I'm going to use Cloudflare. So that's going to be 1.1.1.1. You can use Google if you wish. I think Google is 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4 or something like that. I do remember that. And then the interface. You put the interface, so that's ETH0. Okay, that's it. And then if you had environmental files, obviously you load them here, so you don't need the environmental variables, but I'm okay with that. So then now I can start the container. So I click start container. If everything goes well, it should be, it's pretty quick. As you can see, it's very quick. And we can look at the logs here. Looks like it started up, so it's up and running. It's very, very fast, right? We'll check the logs are fine. Inspect. If you want to get the particular IP address, you can also look here for it. And there's no Kubernetes. You can go to terminal. One of the great things about the terminal here is you can simply just log right in. So go into the command line, you can type your stuff here. That's one great thing I do like about Podman Desktop. Now if we go back to containers, here, you see it's running. It's green. Everything is running, so we're good. Now, if you want to know what your IP address is, you just type ifconfig. I've explained this. That's on Linux and Mac. If you're on Windows, you type ipconfig. Or if you have access to your router, it will show there as well how many devices, and you can figure that out. Obviously, if you're remote, you already have the private or public IP address. All right, now Pi-hole is running, and so that's it. Pi-hole is running. Now, I also I can go to the command line and I can show you how to also get this up and running. There's other ways to install it also on the Raspberry Pi. But I'm saying if your Raspberry Pi obviously is powerful enough and you can put Podman Desktop, that will be the easiest thing. Now, let's quickly talk about let's quickly talk about Quadlets here. So Quadlets, you go to Quadlets in this Podman Desktop, and you can see you can simply generate one from an existing image. That's how it is. For example, you click here, generate, and then it will ask you what type you want. So the engine, obviously, there's only one Podman, and ask you one from container, one from image. Now, we already created our container, so that's the one I would recommend. You click container, and it's really easy. So, example, if I click container here, and it'll ask me for the container. Remember that we created our own Pi-hole-stack, and then you just click generate. It's that simple. That's it. It has created everything for us. You see, it picked up the port numbers and everything as well. All I have to do is just give it a name. That's all you have to do. You see how simple that is? So I'm going to do this. So this one, what name should I give this? I think I'll just call it Pi. I think it has a, yeah. So I'll just call it Pi-hole.container. That's it. And then I can click load. It says load info into machine. Yes, it's completed. Let's go to our list. You see now we have our Pi-hole here. Now I have not started or anything, but you can if you wish. So the important thing about this guy is, obviously it's not running, but you can easily you can easily get it started. You can start it. You can see this is the system services. If it needs anything, you see it needs Podman. I was wrong about that when I say you don't need Podman. All you need is Podman installed, and you'll be able to start this as well. So to start this, you can see there's this button here. Just click on that, and it will start running. I don't want to start it running because you can see it picked up everything here. Our what do you call it, the DNS interface, all that stuff. Okay, so if we go back here, let's go back to extensions. Oh, it's not running. That's why it's not showing me the list. So there's only one. So I just click run, and it will run. Excuse me. So you have a couple ways. You can simply copy this code here and create your own. I'll show you. I guess you know what? I think the file manager will be easier. So let me open up my file manager here, and I need to show the hidden files. I think it's in config. CCC for config. Where's config? You see, I did try Docker one time. So people who think that I dislike Docker, that's not true. So go here, and I think it's containers. Let's see here. Oh, is it local? Just give me a second. No, that's not it. It's containers. I was right. What's wrong with you? Yeah, it's here. It says containers, and you see containers here. We have systemd, and you see the Pi-hole container, right? So this is the file here. I'm going to open up with Guinea or text editor, doesn't matter. You can see it. You can basically, that's all you need to do. You see, it's the same stuff from there. So you can. This proves that it's right there. So then all you do is, let me actually show you in the command line here as well.
So all you need to do is simply just type, systemctl. I have a tutorial on this. You guys can go follow it. It's pretty straightforward. Or you can follow the instructions from the article. It's all there as well. Okay. Let me make sure I don't need the hidden folder anymore. Let me close this. Yeah. So there we go. So that is our. That's Pi-hole. Now Pi-hole is obviously in this particular case it's installed on my system, but that's how you get it up and running. Now let's actually open up in our web browser, and I'll show you what it actually looks like. I just realized I didn't check on my stream to make sure everything is fine. Okay, so before we do that, let me check the live streams to make sure they're working fine. I think they all are. Oh yeah, they all are. All right. So okay, now the URL you go to is, there's two of them. There's two URLs. There's the HTTPS version and there's the regular version. So let's try just the regular version, the default one for Pi-hole. Yep, it says I cannot go here, so I'll go to the HTTPS version. It's just remember the HTTPS localhost colon 8443. Obviously, use a self-signed certificate. That's perfectly fine. Why is it denied? You don't have permission to. Oh, I have to go to admin. I forgot about that. I think it's admin. You have to go to admin. Yeah, you have to go to /admin. All right, so /admin, here I am. Now it's asking me it's asking to log in. So you can either it says login user cookie, so that's perfectly fine. Now let me where was that super fancy password that I used? So it says forgot password. Now it says wrong password. That's perfectly fine. I did that deliberately. Yes, I did. You see here, you can set your password by going to the command line and put this one, Pi-hole set password. So let's grab that command. Copy that. Let's go back to our. We're back to Podman desktop. You can do it on the command line as well. So what you do is just go to our container. We go to containers here, and we click on this one. We go to the terminal, and can I zoom in here? Okay, I can't zoom in here, but should be able to paste it. And see, it's asking enter new password. So I'm going to use that fancy password you guys saw earlier. Hopefully I can just paste this in here. Yes. And then it says confirm, paste it again. So new password is set. So let's go back here, and I'm going to this should be fine now. Should be able to log in. Yes, I'm able to log in. So that's how you set your password. I actually do like that, because putting your password in a text file doesn't make any sense. So, but I say that's how it used to work in the past. So here we are. This is a Pi-hole. What happens is I'll explain what you do. So normally what you would like to do, obviously you would like to set a static IP address for this, so that you can for example, you can put it on your router, and when your router, before your router goes out onto the internet, it will go through your Raspberry Pi, will go through this application first. And that way, that's how you block things coming in before they actually come into your into your network. What I mean by that is this. Let me explain. So if I leave this Pi-hole running, it's only going to protect this machine, this workstation, right? So meaning that my phones, my laptop, tablet, none of those will be protected. So what I'm saying is that putting this where the router is. So basically, let me explain. So I have whatever device, okay? So the device is going to obviously connect when it's going out or receiving stuff. It's going to connect to the router, right?
But if the router, instead of simply going off to the internet, it then goes to this Raspberry Pi, then what happens is everything will be protected, especially the stuff that's coming in. Okay, so we can go through this very quickly. We have a menu here. You can see you have what is it here? We have the this one doesn't actually. Yeah, so you can have the Pi-hole website, documentation, discourse, GitHub releases, and obviously you can log out. But that's not what we want to do there. There's this one here, this side. This pulls up the side. And you see how this is the dashboard. You have the query log, you have the groups, client, domains, lists, disable blocking, and go to settings and tools. So let's go to tools first. And you see tools here, you have Pi-hole diagnosis, you have tail log files, upgrade gravity, search, and interfaces. So let's go to interfaces first. You see this ETH0. Remember that I set that up in the environmental variables, if you guys remember that. And what's the other one here? We have the network, and the network here, there's nothing yet, and I'll explain. I said I'll explain that later. I kind of touched on that. So then after this, we have the things like Pi-hole diagnosis. So there's nothing now because I just installed this a few seconds ago. So let's go to settings. You see under settings, you have the system. So as you can see, this is it. It knows my system. You see I have 64 gigs of swap space. My RAM is 32 gigs, but as I said before, I only have 28 because I removed the ZRAM. And what I do is now 4 gigs are reserved for the integrated graphics, because the dedicated graphics, the AMD Instinct MI60, I don't use it to plug in the monitors for displays and stuff like that. I could if I flash it, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep it just for AI, video, and what's the other one? Blender. Alright, and then the kernel, you can see all this information here, and you can see some of this DNS stuff as well. What else is here? This DNS. So you can see here IPv4. If I was going to use IPv6, I would obviously enable this as well. Or I'm using somebody else, so it uses I guess the Google one by default. I'm perfectly fine with that. And what else? We have a DHCP. You see it's not enabled. You can enable it. So if you guys remember, that would actually be, remember I was telling you earlier where sometimes you want this to act like a DNS. Let me explain remember I was telling you that on the older Android phones, if you put in your fancy local IP address, it will not be able to communicate with the others. So this will allow that to do it. You see, here is where you can put your router information. Or you can use this as a router if you wish. But I said I'm happy with my router. This one is just for, like the name says, Pi-hole. Okay, and then we have the web interface IPS settings, so you can set those if you wish, and then there's privacy here, so it's going to log all DNS queries and replies. And teleporter, I don't know what that one is. It says export, export your Pi-hole configuration, so maybe you want to share with other people and what they have settings, you can do that here as well. And local DNS records, so these are local ones. I said this hasn't been set up yet. You can also, when I was telling you, you can set things up here. For example, like if I wanted to say like Android, that's a bad name. Not my phone, my workstation, whatever, workstation.local or workstation.edward. You could set that up here as well. So that alone makes this pretty nice as well. All right. So and then I think we talked about tools. The only one was. I think we did, we went through the tools as well. I do remember. Yeah, we did that. So it's pretty sparse, and that's makes it very nice as well. So let's go back to the dashboard. Just click on Pi-hole here. We're back to the dashboard. So that's Pi-hole, and it's pretty easy to install on your Raspberry Pi. Now let's get this Raspberry Pi guy up and running. So as I said before, you see there's 3 connections or whatever. You see those 3 holes. One is a mini HDMI, this one here. This one at the end, this guy here is for power. And this one here is, you can plug in, say, what do you call it? Like a keyboard and stuff like that. So both of those are mini USBs. So I do have a cable here. This is a mini USB. This is pretty old, so it didn't come with a USB-C. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to plug it into the power because that port is only for power. I'm going to plug it into the second one here. And then what I'm going to do is, hopefully this works. I'm going to plug it into a USB 3 port. Hopefully the power will come up. And if it doesn't, I said I'll go to the laptop. So let me open up a terminal here. So what you do is you type ls usb, and we wait here because it's booting. Oh, the light is on, so that's good news. The light is on. So once you see it will say Raspberry Pi here. If it's you haven't used it in a while, it might say something like, I think it says Broadcom, because I think that was the what do you call it, the SoC, the chip. Yeah, see now it says Raspberry Pi Limited, Raspberry Pi USB gadget. So you see this where it came up. So this means I can use it on my workstation. Not only that, so what I can also do, because it also has Wi-Fi, by the way, but I'm not gonna connect it with Wi-Fi. I'm gonna use the USB Ethernet as I promised. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the system settings here, so you guys can see. You see here it says USB Ethernet. It says right now it says unplugged. Right. So I don't know. Maybe this is because it's expecting to only work on my on the laptop, which is a shame. I was hoping it would come up here. Maybe it's still booting, so sometimes you might have to wait. Is the light still flashing? You can tell if the light is flashing. So let's wait a little bit. So you can see here it says USB. I'm hoping I'll be able to connect with the USB. If not, I said I can use Wi-Fi because I already put my Wi-Fi settings. So maybe I'll put this on the side and oh yeah, so it came up. You see that? It was still booting. So you see now it came up by itself. You see it says right here. It says you see, and it's connected at 425 megabits per second. So you just have to be patient. I said it's a node device. And the mini, is it micro SD is not, it's not one of the fastest, but there you go. That's good enough. Just have to be patient. All right. So now with now I'm able to go into the I'm able to SSH into the Raspberry Pi. So this is another reason why I prefer the USB Ethernet, is because you don't have to muck around with Wi-Fi. What do you mean that I can travel with this little guy and I don't have to muck around with Wi-Fi, any of those type of stuff. I can simply just plug it into whether it's a laptop or something else, and you'll be good to go. Oh, for example, if I have a phone, I can probably, I wonder if I can power my phone. I guess if you have some type of cable, you could also do that as well. All right. Anyways, so let me clear this. I'm gonna SSH. I'm gonna SSH into the. I already created a user and everything when I first set it up, so I should have. Oh, the only thing is I don't know what my password is. That's embarrassing. So I know it's. I think it's Raspberry Pi .local. Okay, I'll say yes. Yeah, I don't remember my password. Let me check my. Let me see if I have it here. Which one is it here? Okay. Raspberry Pi, Raspberry. Oh, this is the old password. Oh, okay. I got my password. Let's see what it is. Come on.
Why is it taking forever? Am I in? Ah, I'm in. You see, it says Edward at Raspberry Pi, Raspberry Pi. Okay, so I'm in. So I'm able to log in. Yay! So as you can see here, I got Raspbian 6.12.47. That's one I was able to install properly. Yeah. So okay, right now, let me type ls because I don't know where I am right now. Okay, do I have to type sudo or can I become sudo? Let me see, cd/etc. All right, so what do I want to show you? It's oh yeah. We're supposed to install it on the Raspberry Pi. All right, so what I'm going to do is this might take a while. So for some of you, this might be the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this. Let me go back to, first of all, to what do we call it here? I'm going to go to this container and I'm going to delete this container. I'm going to stop running this container. Where is this container? Container. So this container is running. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop running this container. In fact, I should actually do, yeah, it stopped running. So this proves that, here, I'll even prove it to you guys. You see here, I'm logged in. If I refresh it, to give me an error. Yeah, so perfect. It's not running. So it's not running anymore. So I'm going to attempt to install Raspberry Pi here. So the first thing I need to do is, I don't think I've done an update in a while. I don't know if, let me see, who am I? Let me see what groups I'm in. I'm in sudo. Okay, so I can run sudo. That's what I wanted to see sudo here. I can run some, because I wasn't sure. So let me type sudo. Okay, perfect. I want to become root user because I need to install some of this stuff. So I'm going to put apt. I think it's update. There might be some updates. Let's run those updates first. You see it's coming in from Raspbian. Trixie, that's the latest version, at least at the time of this recording. I was able to, and I said the problem was that Raspberry Pi imager, the one in Fedora, it's very, very old, and so that's why it wasn't working. But as you see, I'm able to run, and obviously I'm using the USB Ethernet. But Wi-Fi will be fine as well if you want that. So I think going forward, I don't mind grabbing a cable and using this. I'm going to turn off the Wi-Fi. I might do that tonight. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. I should have used a faster server, but okay, we'll see here. And in case you're wondering what this means, ARM, that's ARM. Obviously this runs the ARM, the Raspberry Pi. And yeah, I'm running, it's 32-bit. Even though here it says 64, it's actually 32-bit. It's a 32-bit. When you see HF, that means 32-bit. So there's some updates. So I'm gonna upgrade first. Upgrade. -y just means yes, so it doesn't ask me questions. So the reason I know this is because Debian is stable. Obviously, Trixie is the latest stable version of Debian. So I know this stuff has been tested, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, it looks like there's a new kernel. Oh man, I don't want to reboot. Okay, I don't want to reboot. I mean, it won't take too long to log in again, but I'll just let it. I'll just let it finish. All right, so because I need to install Podman, and I think yeah, I think that's all I need to do. I just need to install Podman. I'm not going to use Podman Desktop because, in fact, I'm wondering if I even need. Yeah, I'll see. You know what? It's only for Quadlets if you want to run it on start. But I'm saying is there are other ways you can run it on start. Honestly, I think it's kind of overkill to run Podman on here, but that would be nice. You know what? I'm gonna see how much space I have on this guy. There's no GUI, so everything is in a command line, just so it's a little bit faster. So I'm so used to things being fast on the machine. This is what I'm saying. This is why I was like, do I really want to install all of that? Yikes. System D. So in order to run Podman Quadlets, you need Podman version 4.4 or all above. So I'm pretty sure it has it here, but we'll double, when this done, I'll try to install it. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It's kind of weird. I just installed this, well, last week. Or maybe I was just so, you know what it is? I think I was just so happy to get it running. I didn't bother doing the updates. I was just so happy because, like I said, I did an entire night stream. It took 2 hours to get it working. And you can tell this is Debian, so clearly this is not on my system, because obviously, first of all, it will be much faster. And I'm using Fedora, so you see these are Debian stuff. So this is clearly the Raspberry Pi. So it's an old device. So yeah, just be patient. I might skip. Yeah, you know, I don't know. It's you know what? Yeah, man. As you guys can tell, I'm pretty impatient here. All right. Okay. We'll let this run. So while that's running, because it looks like it's probably going to take a couple minutes to finish. It's not even a third. Yeah, it's not even a third way done. So what can we do in the meantime? I'm thinking. It'll be good to put Podman here. That way we can run stuff. You know what? If I do it now, next time we need to run anything, for example, like install AdGuard, whatever, it will be just much more easier to run it. It's just, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think it's worth it. If I'll check after this finishes, I'll check how much space I have left. If there's enough space, I will. Podman won't take up that much space, so I'm not going to run Podman desktop. There's no GUI, and it's just the command line stuff. So that's actually, yeah, we should see. All right, so it's still not 50% done. All right, so while that's running, I'm going to check to see if there's any chat on the main. Yeah. There's no chat. I meant live chats. All right, so still not 50%. Oh, that's a Linux headers. Okay, those are pretty big. So hopefully that after that is finished, I'm hoping to see a big jump to maybe like 60-70%. I'm just speculating here, and then we'll yeah, we'll finish this up. Come on. What else can we do? Wow, this too is taking its sweet time. Maybe go back to the article. Oh, this image. Oh, the image is even bigger than it. This was just the headers. The headers are actually smaller than this. So I'm hoping this will be another big jump. I think that would only jump like 3%. All right, so we come back to that. Where's the article? Here we go. So let's go back to the article here. And let's see what I know I zoomed some of this. Okay, so first install Fedora IoT, and I said that obviously I just use Raspberry and install Fedora, and then Oh yeah, let me show you. I think it's by default. Let me show you this. I think even on this one, I might have Raspberry Pi on it. Oh no, I don't. So let's actually, let me show you something here. If we go to, can I do a search? Oh yeah, let me go to the command line. Oh, there's two command lines here. So this is the Raspberry Pi, it's only 50%. Let me go to this other one. This is my system, the Fedora. If I do DNF search, RPI, I think it's Imager. Yeah, Imager. So you can see it says RP. Okay, it doesn't tell me the version number, but yeah. So it's in Fedora repositories. The problem with the Fedora repository version is that it's let's go here. So just put Fedora packages. Yeah, see it says RPI Imager, right? Okay, this is the GitHub one. This is the official one. We'll come back to this later. But let's go to the Fedora one first, the packages. So you see the version in Fedora 43 is the same version that was in Fedora 42. It's 1.90. Now in Rawhide, this is going to become the next Fedora 44. It's 1.96. Okay. Bear that so keep that in memory. So right now the one in Fedora, this one failed. It did not work. 1.90. Okay. So if we go to the GitHub page for the official Raspberry Pi PRPI manager, can you guess what version it is? Can you guess what version it is? Okay. So where is the releases? So let's go to releases. Now you see. 2 days ago, they released 2.06, which fixes the button. Okay, whatever. That's not important. So, and you can see it's cross-platform. Obviously, they have app images. If you have an Arch, this is I think for ARM. Yeah, this is ARM stuff. They have app image if you have the 64-bit and the app image. I'm confused. Why are there two of them? Oh, sorry. One is, oh no, sorry, I didn't read this. One is a command line only, yeah, clicks command line on the desktop. So I was like, what is going on here? And obviously they have Debian packages, they have for Mac, and I don't see one for Windows. I'm guessing they must have something for Windows. I can't see it here. Yeah, I can. Oh, here's the Windows one right here. This is for Windows. Alright, so this was 2.05. So the one that did work, I think this is one I installed 2.04. Anyways, that's not so important. You see, in December they also came up with one. I'm just showing you. You see, there's another one here, and then we keep on going. November, you see, 2.00 the RC came out in November 24 of last year. Now we keep on going. Those are RCs, so there's no need to install those ones. You see there's 4 pages. Let's go to the next page. 1.96. This is the one that's in Fedora Rawhide right now, and that came out in July. So that is like what? 6 months ago? Over 6 months ago? Yeah, that came out over 6 months. That's one is in Fedora. So Fedora is really good on this one. They kind of dropped the ball. But wait a minute, remember in Fedora 43, which came out in what, November or October, right? Not this one, not 1.95. This one could have easily made it in Fedora 43. No, not that one. This one, 1.94. No, not that one. This one came out. Wait, I'm confused. Why is that September? Isn't this? Okay, I'm confused there, but okay, whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah, here. 1.90. That came out 1.5 years ago. That's the one that they released with Fedora 43. Now, the reason I'm curious is because this one was also in Fedora 42. Remember, Fedora has about a 6 months. Every 6 months they release one. So this came out in Fedora 42. So this makes sense for Fedora 42 because Fedora 42 came out in when did Fedora 42 came out in April
of 2025, right? April, May 2025. So Fedora 42 having this one is perfectly fine. But there's no excuse. Obviously, Fedora 42 could not have this one because this was released after it had come out. So that's perfectly fine. But I'm saying is that why doesn't Fedora 43 at least have this one? This one was clearly released just as you saw. Yeah, this should have made it because I said that one didn't work. I could file a bug report, but yeah, that makes no sense. So that's interesting. Is this guy done yet? 70%. Wow, that is really slow. For more information with the Raspberry Pi PI Connect. Oh, this PI. Oh, I didn't show you guys. What is the Raspberry Pi website? Let's actually go there. I'm not shrilling. I don't have. They're not paying me for this. So, but I think they should have a link to their website. Usually, oh, this is releases. So I just go to RPM Manager here. Raspberry Pi software. Here we go. So you see, you can also download it here as well. You see, as I said, for Linux, Windows, and Mac OS. You see, they say download it, put it into the SD card reader, insert the micro SD, whatever. You guys know that. So my Raspberry Pi is still supported. So my Raspberry Pi, it's not this one. This is 2. You see, mine was the original 0W. So we keep on going, and it's right here. This is my Raspberry Pi one. So this is the one I got. You see it has BGN wireless, 2.4 gigahertz as I said, Bluetooth 4.1, it's 1 gigahertz single core CPU. It only has 512 megabytes of RAM. It has a mini HDMI, so you can plug this in and you'll be able to, if you want to hook it up to a monitor and what is the keyboard and stuff, but I said I prefer to use my workstation instead. And then micro USB power, and it has this at 40 pin header. You can also do composite video reset headers and obviously connect to a camera. So I could actually probably, I don't think it will be this year, hopefully it can be this year. I can hook it up to a camera. Remember I said I still want to have that chicken cam and some AI and all that stuff as well. So here we go. The obsolete statement. It says Raspberry Pi 0W will remain in production until at least January 2030. So right now we're in January 2026, so I still have another 4 years. So that's why I'm able to whip this out. Now I'm in Canada, so the one I showed you, I got it from this guy's the Can Kit. So I mean, I'm saying I'm not shrilling for them or anything. I'm just saying I got this. I bought mine in 2018, so that's a while back ago. So that's why it's there, and the fact that this company is still in business, I guess that's a good news. So they're an approved reseller. I can't remember how much I paid for it because I got the kit. The kit came obviously with the with the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi is just a board. It came with the case. It came with the what do you call that thing? The heatsink, and obviously the power brick. I do have the power brick here. Yeah, and I just assembled it. If you watch any videos online, especially some of those ones from that time, it's the same thing. So I never bothered making a video, but that's it. Obviously, it's I'm in Canada, so it detected Canada here, but you see it's sold in other countries as well. All right, is that guy? Are you done yet? Jeez, what percent are we on now? Okay, almost done. I'm not gonna reboot now. The reason I don't want to reboot is because I really just want to get Podman installed. I might even skip Podman because this tutorial is taking longer than I would like. Because that's the problem with the live streams. I didn't expect this update to take that long. I thought it would take 1-2 minutes, but it's taking way too long. So that's probably a good thing because yeah, I think I'll definitely split this video into two. So I will I'll split the video into two. One will be which is ironic, one will be probably maybe three. I might split it into three. One is no
I'm not sure yet. I'll split this video into three, 2 or 3. I'm not sure yet. So one would be the installing Pi-hole using Podman desktop, and then using Pi-hole, because the usage will be the same whether I install it on or I install it on a Raspberry Pi or not. It will be the same. I think then the next one will be maybe I make a short video how to update your Raspberry Pi, and then another one would be how to install yeah. So now if we go back to, let me go back to the Raspberry Pi website here. I should actually, I just realized I should actually split this screen so I can see what's going on. You know what? I'm going to put this out of the way so we can see what we can look at the update, so that way I don't miss anything. Once it hits 100%, it's quite not there. So if we go to, yeah, so this is literally it here. You guys saw the case, so this is actually pretty nice. So still not done yet? Yikes. So what you do, so what I did is I went to software, I downloaded the manager, and I said that's all I did. I just downloaded the manager and just followed the instructions. Now there's different type of operating systems, so I would not put a 64-bit version of yeah. So this is what it actually looks like. You see, it tells you to pick your Raspberry Pi version. Obviously I scrolled all the way down and picked mine. I didn't enable this Raspberry Pi Connect because I said, I know, oh, it's done. So, it's done. Excellent. So, I'm going to install Podman. Just put apt install. Oh, I forgot. Let me see how much memory I have first. Oh, let me clear. So, let's see how much space I have left storage-wise. So, I have where's the storage? Oh, it's half a gig. So, I have lots of. I think no, I'm confused here. I think this is it here. No, this is it. I was wondering, that's too small. So I have 6 gigs, and right now only 2.3 gigs are used. So I have 4 gigs. That's enough for Podman. So I'm going to install Podman. Apt install Podman. So this is 63, and let's go. Hopefully that shouldn't be. So I'll put this out here while this is running. I want to go here and man, it's really hard to see. Sun glare here. What do I want? Pi-hole. Pi-hole. Okay. Oops. Pi-hole. Pi-hole. So this is Pi-hole here. They do have some installation. You see, there's a Docker install. That's what it says Pi-hole. So now it's also supported. You see, this is a Debian. By the way, this is Debian. So I can install it this way using curl and other ways. Install Pi-hole. There are other ways to install it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Docker version. So something is there's other ways. So if I hit, where's the install part here? Yeah, so there's other ways to install. You see, you can use curl. As I said, you can use curl to install it. It's automated. You can clone the repositories. There's other ways. You can also run the manual way to do that as well. And method number 2. So that's method number 1. You can clone it. Sorry. These numbers are weird. You can use curl for the automated one-step automatic install. You can also clone it, git, and run the bash script there. You can manually download the install and run it. So this is basically the same thing as this one up here. It's literally, in fact, it's exactly the same thing. The URL is exactly the same. All right. It's just basically a two-step process. And the third way is to use Docker to install it. Now, again, I have said this before and I'll say it again. I use Podman not because Docker is bad. I said the reason I use Podman is because Podman is rootless. You can run Podman in root, but that defeats the purpose. So you see there's a Docker, please refer to the Docker repo. I don't need to because, yeah, Power is free but powered by support. So if you're able to donate, please do so. So if we go to the Pi-hole, the GitHub page for Pi-hole here, this is the, as you guys can see here, this is the information here, and it says in versions since 25.0 contain breaking changes. If you're upgrading, I'm not upgrading, I'm just installing it from scratch. So you see this is the YAML file, right? And you can see all this stuff here, how to set it up as well. Oh, the name change. I guess it's now config API password environment. So you can put your password there as well, if you want. So, but I was okay with the way it was running, so I'll keep it that way. Okay. So yeah, so you can see these are all the variables. Okay, so these are all the variables. Yeah, so these variables, I guess mine was slightly different. What I should do is I should grab this. I'm going to copy this. I'm just going to update my the TZD is okay, and then the DNS is upstream. Optional variables. Let me make sure. Oh, web password file. Oh, this is a file? No, I don't want the file. I just want what is the other one I'm looking for? Docker secret. Ah, that's fine. Yeah, you know what? No, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave mine the way I'll leave mine. But yeah, you can see you can add all this type of variables here as well. You guys saw me. I showed you how to add the variables. All right. So Podman is installing here. We're gonna do the same thing we did in what was it? I could create a YAML file. I could create also a YAML file here instead. I wonder if Podman Desktop does it. That will make my life easier. Let me see if Podman Desktop does it. We go to containers. Does it have a... Ah, looks like it doesn't. That would be nice if it did. I could simply just copy that information and dump it there. Oh, sorry. I just realized maybe. Oh yeah, they do. This is the YAML. Oh yeah, they do have a YAML file here. So this is a Podman compose file. So I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to remove obviously some things which I don't need. For persistent databases, let me see here if I need any of this stuff here. Yeah, so I'm going to copy this file, and I'm going to actually I'm going to use Podman Compose. I like this file. I'm going to copy this file. This looks pretty good. I'm going to copy this file. I'm going to use Guinea. I'm just going to make a few edits to it. I do like this. Okay, so I'm gonna click new. I'm gonna paste it here, and I'm gonna save as what was this? Pi-hole.yaml. Okay, so if you don't know, what happens here is I haven't done this on a command line file. I believe the port here on the left is the one for yeah, it's the some people here. Oh, somebody actually already has a. Oh yeah, I forgot. What am I talking about? I actually don't. You know what? I don't even need this.
Believe it or not, I actually don't need this at all. So I can simply create a, if you need a caddy, I can, oh, you know what? I actually don't need this because I forgot. I'm not gonna run the container. I'm actually gonna run the, I just need to pull the image. What was I thinking? Yeah, I don't need this. Yeah, I promised we're gonna run, yeah, I don't actually need this. What I need is actually this, the Quadlet. Remember this stuff here? This is all I need. That is literally all I need. So yeah, this is all I need. This is literally all I need. It's already here. What was I thinking? All right, so here Podman has been installed. What I do need to do is I need to pull the you can use something like Caddy but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to simply pull the image. That's it. So I'll show you how to do this. All you do is let me go somewhere and pull the image from docker.io. So just type podman pull. Okay, copy this. So go back here to our command line, and I don't need to be root anymore, so I'm just going to exit. Yeah, so I'm back to this regular user, Edward. Remember, it's rootless. So I just paste this. I'm just going to pull this image. I'm pulling a Pi-hole. I think it's a pretty small image. It should be quick as well. Did I see a gig there, or am I crazy? Yeah, it should be a pretty small image. We'll see when it's finished. Looks like it's only about 12 megabytes. Oh no, it's not. 20 megabytes, I think it is. Let me actually see how big it is here. I'll type Podman images. So it's about, oh, it's actually pretty big. It's 100 megabytes. Wow, I thought Pi-holes would be smaller than that. It's 100 megabytes. Yikes. Okay, so that's yeah. Now I can run the container as well. So that I could use Podman, what's that one called? Podman Compose. But yeah, I'm just gonna run the I'm just gonna run the what do you call it? I'm just gonna run the same container. That's all I need to do. You see, this is exactly our container. I'm gonna run the exact same thing when this is done. So unfortunately, this micro SD is pretty slow. When I first got this what do you call it, this Raspberry Pi, it wasn't meant for what I'm trying to do right now, but this should be fine. It should be. I didn't realize I thought Pi-hole would be smaller. Wow. I guess they must be running something like Node.js or something, because that's kind of huge. Alright, so whenever this guy is done. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have copied the the one from the. Yeah, I should have copied the one from my system. I should have used my system as the repository. That way it doesn't have to download from the internet. Because after it should be faster than this. If it's using the Ethernet, that means it's using the workstation's internet. Oh, no, I'm not downloading. Okay, so it's finally done. About time. It says image does not match expected platform. Does that mean it didn't get it? Let's check it out. Podman images. Oh, I did get it. Yeah, it's 93. Oh, I forgot about that. I have to be careful in the future when I get this stuff as well. I have to be careful that when I get applications. It's so this is actually a good thing. I just remembered. I have to make sure that I'm compatible. All right. So now that we have this, we're gonna create our containers. Now, if you remember, the containers are in the .config folder, and then we go to containers. So there's no containers. You have to make it if it doesn't exist. Just make dir containers, because this is the first one, so we have to make it, and then obviously system D. Oops, make dir system D, make dir system D. Oh, come on. Make dir system D, and then which one should I could have installed Caddy. I said to do this as well, but I'm not. I'm going to do it manually. So here, if you remember, I think, what did I call it? Pi-hole stack, I think it was. So I'll just say nano pi-hole dot container. Okay, so here we go. So I'll just copy this stuff here. Could I copy this? Control C. Hopefully that works. And then paste. Yeah, perfect. I can paste it. We want it. X. All right. Now all we need to do now is to start the container. The information I said is in the article. There's also another article I wrote a while back explaining how to what was it for? Was it Vault Warden? No, it wasn't Vault Warden. It was what was it? I think it was Jellyfin. I did no, it wasn't Jellyfin. It was I think it was Rust. Was it Rust Desk? I think it was Rust Desk when I ran the must have been, pretty sure it was Rust Desk. Yeah, it was Rust Desk. Okay, so what you do is, yeah, so what you do is you have to start the service, and that's it. That's all you have to do. So I'm back here. All you have to do is type system ctl -- user I don't know if Quadlets. Let me see. I might have not installed it. That's probably why. So I'm used to Fedora. Debian install Podman Quadlets. Okay. Go here. All right, so Edward, I think it is. Yeah, Edward. All right. And then what else do I have to do here? I think, yeah, I just need to start the daemon and start it. That's it. Okay. Paste again. Okay, and then I just need to start the service. So this is a container. Whatever the service is going to be, I guess it's going to be my let's copy here. It was pi-hole, pi-hole. Did I call it stack or just pi-hole? Oh, I just called pi-hole. Okay.
It's Pi-hole, okay. Paste. Pi-hole service user. Pi-hole container. How do I start a service though? That's weird. Users. Oh, okay. Let me check. Something is probably. Let's check the unit files first. Maybe can't find them for some reason. Okay. This Podman is there. We're looking for Pi-hole. PPPP. Pi-hole is not there. Did I put it in the right place? Did I spell this right? Maybe I spelled something wrong here. Edward config. Yeah, there we go. I put the container in the wrong place, so I put it in the wrong place. So I'm gonna move Pi-hole container into containers. There we go. That's why it didn't work. Still can't find it. Pi-hole service. What is going on here? CD containers. Oh, I made the same mistake again. Make the system D. Forgot to put it in. Now I have to move this guy into the system D folder. Okay, now it should work. What? Come on. Yes. Oh, I have to restart the service so it finds it first. Paste. Okay, now it should find it. Come on. There we go. Finally. So now now it's working. Just have to put the stuff in the right place, and so it's Pi-hole service. All right. So now Pi-hole is running. So meaning that anytime I start my Raspberry Pi, I'll always have Pi-hole running. Now let's go check to. Oh, I need to grab the IP address of this Pi-hole. Let's see, if config. Just type if config, and this one's IP address. I don't know if I gave it a static IP address. Where is it? It's this one, I think it is. It's 126. I think that's the one there. So I'll use the IP address. Yeah, so that's the one here, and you see it's using a USB connection. So the Wi-Fi. Oh, it's also using Wi. Oh, that's Wi-Fi. So if I want to connect it to Wi-Fi, this is the one I'll use. So I'm wondering how to. Do I always have to use Wi-Fi in order to? Huh, that's weird. Okay. Anywho, so let's go back to our web browser here. And now we're going to go to HTTPS and I think it was /admin. Says cannot connect. Let me ping this IP address. Well, the terminal. Ping. It is working. I don't know why, but I'm able to ping it clearly. do not know why. Oh, let me check the status. Maybe it stopped running. Start us. Yeah, according to this, it's running. You see, it's running on. Oh! This is the IP address I need to go to. I need to put the IP address here. 192. What was it again? 168.1.126. I forgot the port number. There we go. It does work. So this is running on the Raspberry Pi. So go to advanced and allow. There we go. This is the Pi-hole is now running on the Raspberry Pi. Yay! Now, if you guys remember, I need to give it a password. So this password is going to be, so I have to set the password. So I just need to go there and set the password. So here we go, copy this and go back to the command line here and paste that in there. Oh, I have to go inside the container. I have to find what the name of the container is. Ah, jeez. Podman PS-A. So the container is called Pi-hole stack. So what is it? Podman. I haven't done this in a while. Execute. I think it's IT. Podman stack. Oh, is it Pi-hole or pod? No, Pi-hole. No, it's IT. IT pod. No, what is it? Pod. Pi-hole. Was it one word? Oh, Pi-hole. Pi-hole hyphen stack. Yeah, I'm inside it. So let me type that command as well. This is the thing. You see, this is the problem when we don't use the command line for a while. But I still remember this stuff. Pi-hole hyphen stack. Okay, so I'm here. What was that command? I think I still have that command. Can I paste it? Yeah, set password. Pi-hole. Pi-hole set password. Command not found. Let's see. Slash. Oh, bash. I think I need to. Do I have to go bash? I think I have to go to bash first. Okay, then which Pi-hole. Okay, so normally when things like this happen, it's because I'm in the wrong place. Normally it should be in is it user bin or something like that? One of those places. This is a etc pip I'm not sure where the password is. I wish there was another way to reset a password. I'm not sure where this. I'm inside the container, as you can see. This means I'm inside the container, but I have no idea where inside the container I am. Let's go to slash user. Usually it's bin. Hopefully it's in bin folder. Let's see, Pi-hole. py. Should have installed the other one with pi. No, it's not here. Okay, that's fine. Is it in local? It's ls/local. Local. Okay. cd bin.
ls. I'm gonna grep for Pi-hole. No, Pi-hole's not here. I don't know where is the folder for Pi-hole. I'm gonna search for it. Using Quadlets. Where is Pi-hole location? Volume. Oh, it's /etc. /etc it says. It says Pi-hole should be here. It's all the P's, but I don't see Pi-hole here. I wonder if we put it inside the volume. I clearly don't see Pi-hole here. Okay, so I'm going to have to exit this one. Yeah, so I have to exit that. Podman PS A. It's this Pi-hole stack. I have no idea where. Oh, maybe it's in the original one. Oh, let me check the volumes. Maybe I think it's in the volume. So just type Podman volume ls. No, there's no volumes. So it must be in the original Docker. I'm guessing it's in the original Docker file. So I have to. I guess it's Pi-hole. All right. So it's let's see. Podman images. Pi-hole. So I'm guessing it's inside this original one. So I need to get inside that one. So Podman exe. This IT paste. There's no container or name ID, no much found. Is it Pi-hole? Huh. Okay, so I don't know how to reset the password there. Well, it should be inside. You know, let me get out of here. Let me just go to the home folder. This is confusing me. So let's see, Podman. I'll give this one more shot. If not, I'll probably have to do a night stream to see how to reset the password. So it's Pi-hole stack. So Podman. So enter IT. Pi-hole stack. It says non-empty command. Okay, I'll just put bash. Okay. Oh, there we go. I forgot to put bash at the end. That was my fault. Okay. I don't know why I missed that before. Okay. So now I should be able to type in, what was that command? I already forgot the command to reset the password. Let's go back here. Is that a copy? Oh, Pi-hole set password. I should be able to reset the password now. Alright, so there we go. I can reset the password. Perfect. Password has been set. I can exit out of here. Now let's go back here. My password, which I typed before, should be fine. I should log in. Fingers crossed. Yay! There we go. All right. So that took longer than what? I have a message already. Okay, that was weird. All right. So tools. What is going on here? I'm guessing one of these tools could not be installed. What is the diagnosis? Let's go pick that up. I don't know what that is.
It says long-term hold 15 minutes longer than processor, going too slow. Okay, so as you can tell, I'm clearly running the Pi-hole on a Raspberry Pi. Not only that, I use Podman Desktop and Quadlets. That took way longer than I wanted, but I'm glad I got it working. I'm glad the Raspberry Pi is working as well. So what this means is that when I type the systemd, although I started the service, that doesn't mean it will start automatically. I have to enable it. But so let me explain what I mean. I'll go back to the command line. I'll go back here to the command line and show you what I mean by what I've just said. So here on the command line, what is this? How can I make it bigger? Come on, jeez. Don't make me, stop taking me off. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me clear this and I'll explain what I'm trying to say. Clear. Oh, I forgot. I should be able to zoom in, right? Yeah, there you go. I don't know. I didn't do that earlier. Okay, so what I was trying to say is that if you want to see, and just here, systemctl, open up a user space, and I'll say status pi-hole dot service. Okay. So I'm going to zoom out here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You see, it says right here that what happened here? What in the world? It says okay. So you see, it says it's loaded and it's active. You see, it doesn't say it's enabled. Enabled means that it will start. The next time you reboot, it will automatically restart. I just started it just so I can run it, but if I wanted to run automatically, I would have to enable it so it will run automatically when the system starts. So you see, it just loaded right now. So it started. Obviously, I can stop it. That's the reason. Actually, this doesn't look so nice. Let me clear this and run it again. Hopefully this time it looks a little bit better. Oh, it looks like it's too big. Yeah, wow, that is sounded weird. Okay, I can't make it any prettier. So what I was trying to say, you see here where it says loaded. So it's only loaded right now, and obviously I've started it. So it will to auto start it, you have to enable it, and that means that when you reboot, it will automatically start. So I started this manually. I said just so I can get it up and running for this particular tutorial. Now, would I use this? I said I was, yeah, definitely. I'll definitely use it, especially for the DNS part. That's a nice bonus. And yeah, so you can see it's been running here. So that's so. Why did we use not systemd, Podman Desktop? Is just to make your life easier, so you don't have to mark around and do all those things. You can obviously you can read the instructions, and this is exactly why I use Podman. A perfect example of why I use Podman instead of Docker, because Docker you'd have to do this all as a root user or super admin. With Podman, you as you can tell, you don't have to. A regular user can be able to say, oh, you can set it up for them and forget it. So that's it. I'm pretty happy with this. You guys got like 3 for 1, actually 4 for 1, because I also showed you how to fix if you're having problems installing stuff on your Raspberry Pi. Just make sure you get the latest version of the RPI, the Raspberry Pi imager, RPI. Okay, so that's it. Let's finish up this tutorial. Where are we here? And there's so much stuff going on. Let's finish up this tutorial. Let's close some of this stuff up. You can get Raspberry Pi, all this stuff here. Well, a lot of stuff open. So yeah, let's definitely finish up this tutorial. It's taking too long. All right. So if you want to take your skills further, I have books on Amazon. You can search for Ojambo. The links are also in the description. I have courses on ojamboshop.com. The link is also in the description. And if you need tutorials, you can contact me at ojambo.com/contact, or if you need consultation services at ojamboservices.com. Now, as I said before, I'm a freelance programmer, so whether you need help programming or you need to migrate your project, you can contact me for all of those things. I also have some recommended resources
I live in a rural area. I live in a cabin, so there's no internet here, and the cellular service is sporadic. So I use a SpaceX Starlink residential service. This is my referral link. If you do use my referral link, I'll get 1 month free, and you'll get a massive discount. I also use it obviously on my phone for Wi-Fi calling, so I'm able to receive and send calls, text messages, including the multimedia version of it. I have this Honeywell heatbath personal ceramic heater. You can see here it has two settings, low and high. Low uses 170 watts, high uses 250 watts. I do use it, for example, it saved me hundreds of dollars in heating costs. So I'll explain. So this, whatever you call it, cottage, house, cabin, whatever, it's heated by propane. So there's 2 propane tanks outside. Somebody comes once or twice a month and fills up the 2 propane tanks. So it's very inefficient and very expensive. So what I found out that I spend most of the time in this room here. I'm working, or I'm doing live streams, or whatever. So I don't need to heat up the entire house here. I don't need the other bedrooms, the kitchen, washroom, etc. So all I care about is right here where I am. So what happened was, the first time I moved here, I set the temperature to 20 degrees. That was crazy. I was paying a lot of money. And there was a mild winter too. I was paying like $250 plus, for heating, which was crazy. So what I did last year in the middle of the cold, which was very, very cold and harsh, in February I got this little guy and I started using it. So what I realized, I could set the temperature to 16 degrees Celsius, and that saved me just $100 right away. And that was like the middle of the month. So for this winter, I started the cold season started early. Actually started October 15th. It started snowing in the cold weather. So what I did was, I didn't switch on the heater until November 1st, because I still had this guy here. I still do, sorry. November 1st, I set the temperature to 16 degrees. And obviously I only paid $130, which is amazing. In December, I set the temperature down to 15 degrees, right? And I think I paid another, like $150 or something. Well, there's also a carbon tax, a bogus carbon tax. Anyways, in January, I set the temperature to 14 degrees. We're still at 14 degrees. Now, I don't think I'll be able to set to 13 degrees in February unless it's more mild. But it looks like at least for the first week it's going to be super cold. But that's my plan. So my plan is to get it down to $150 a month, which I've hit. But obviously I can go lower. Anyways, you can pick this guy on Amazon. This is my affiliate link. It'll get a commission. There's no extra cost to you. I also have this, which is the algorithmic serpent. This, I have a copy here. Hopefully I don't disturb the Raspberry Pi too much. The cable is very sensitive. Hopefully the light is still on. Yep, light's done. So it's right here. It's a psychological thriller. It's the author is me, Eduardo Jambo. It's the back. This is a novelette. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind, so he has to regain control of his mind and his AI system. Pick it up if you have the means. It's mostly at cost. The majority of the cost is for printing and shipping for the paperback version that I've just shown you, and there's also an ebook version. I'll come back to ebook versions in a second. My latest greatest one is the Recession Business Blueprint. This is a guide to help you start a business during the recession. Right now we're in a recession, so it's the best time to start a business. And whether you have an idea but you need to flesh it out, or you don't know where to start to research, or maybe you don't know where to run the business at home, somewhere else, how to also find suppliers, how to contact people maybe for mentorship, all those, or even for funds, right? All that is in the Recession Business Blueprint. Now, for all my books, I do have also an ebook version. The ebook version is free if you have Kindle Unlimited. So pick it up if you have the means, and if you have any questions about any of my books, you can write a comment. I'll show you how you can contact me, and I'll be able to reply. So I'll explain that coming up very shortly, in less than a minute. So if you don't know more about me, I'm a freelance programmer. I've mentioned that twice in today's live stream. I other fancy names: software engineer, web developer. Obviously, I'm an author as well. my book page on Amazon. If you need support, ojamboservices.com. The link is all for this in the description. And if you need, if you're ready to learn, the online courses at ojamboshop.com. Now, the comment section here, it's up for 14 days after this article goes live. So you can, all I ask is that you keep it related to what the topic is about. So what did we do today? We talked about the Raspberry Pi. So obviously it's a 0W, but any Raspberry Pi will be perfectly fine. Good, bad, cons, you can write about that. We talked about Pi-hole. We even talked about AdGuard. Even though we didn't install AdGuard, we installed Pi-hole. We talked about Podman Desktop. All of those are perfect topics to write in a comment here. But the best way to contact me is to use the contact forms. There's ojambo.com/contact, ojamboshop.com/contact, and ojamboservices.com/contact. And if you want to follow me, the platforms, Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube. And also there's more. For example, I said I'm also doing stuff on Twitch and Kick. I might add those and tweak some things just before the end of the month. And I also implore you to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. The more people subscribe, the more this content gets pushed out to more viewers. Those viewers can join this growing community, post tips and tricks, or they can post requests, which I'll review, and then I'll share with everyone. Alright, now I'm going to show the outro, and I'm going to scroll back up a little bit. And I'm going to check all the live streams to see if there's any chat requests. Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, YouTube, there's nothing. I'm going to quickly check on Twitch. Twitch, it looks like I got some, I wasn't even paying attention there. And then, what is it, Kick? Nothing in Kick. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Oh, yeah. So if you want to see what's upcoming tomorrow, you can simply go to jambo.com, go watch my live summary. You can see here, we just finished this one, the private ad blocker using Fedora Quadlets and obviously Raspberry Pi. Tomorrow we're going to review this former Blender game engine. Now it's called the App Blender game engine. And then after that, I will show you this modern shell. It's called New Shell. It's also cross-platform, I believe, so you can install it on any of your systems. You'll see why it's wonderful. And then after that, we have we're going to use Blender Python API to create 3D web charts from a CSV file. That's comma separated file. And then we have I'm gonna have a talk for you people who joined this from a podcast. Tips again to you from hello to you, the tech rants. So this is going to be more of a talk. Actually, it's going to be simply talking. I'll explain how you can understand the local AI architecture, the GGUF, and quantization. That will come in the future, and there'll be more as well as we fill all this in. All right, so that's it. I'm glad that this was done. So now I can focus on something else. It's very, very cold, so I'm not sure if I'll do a night stream today, but if I do, yeah, we can probably do maybe something with AI, or maybe we just have a talk or something. So be on the lookout for that one, but definitely tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye for now.